we can go down and do. And I want to be clear here because it's important that you know we could be going to a really dangerous place, and you have to be sure that you want to do it. I want to make sure that you all are aware of this if I take you there. If you don't want to do that, we can go shoot all around here, that's fine. Though I want it to be clear that you realize that where I may take you is a place where anything could happen, and it has a reputation for that it could be quite dangerous. And I want you to know that, and everything's cool if you change your mind, but see this more like a trial of spirit. If you do go, then I'll tell you, this is a branch, this is a road of your personal myth.
Well, it is a little bit of a challenge. I always somehow feel safe wherever I go. So I always believed I'm untouchable in terms of physically getting hurt or anything like that. So hearing you say it like that makes me think, but on the other hand, I don't really doubt that I want to do it. I'm really interested in seeing how different people live and just what we can learn about it. And it's always been important to me, that compassion.
I heard from lots of different people here about homelessness, and it seems like even from people in different areas of life and different socioeconomic places understand the homelessness and are actually quite aware of it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that aren't, but people kind of understand and want to do something about it, so it'll be really interesting for us to see and be able to experience that.
So this is marked as Skid Row as if it is one area. It's not one area. It's a mentality. It's a state of mind. It's a place of consciousness. That is the true poverty. If someone has lack here, they have lack here. And it doesn't matter what size the neighborhood is. When we look at what paradigms we're living in, that 4 or 5 blocks away, it's a very different reality than what you see here. And so that is where the true poverty and wealth begins and ends, comes in the mind, in the consciousness of what exists. This is just the most gross matter. It's boiled down on the most base level of what you're seeing. Though, ask yourself, because these are the questions worth asking. If this exists here, where else does it exist? Why does it exist? And do you feel that you can know a society, as it's been said before, by how it treats the weakest among it? Its children, its old people, its sick people, and its animals. Does that tell you everything you need to know about a civilization? And if it does, what are you going to do about it?
I enjoy to see it because I understand the challenges we face. it's difficult sometimes to see it. I wish to the universe that I could help every being.
Way that you can travel, especially in the areas that are considered dangerous or risky. And it has to do with being able to have the right attitude about how you're going to travel. Because safety is just an illusion. You're only as safe as you feel. Anything could happen at any point in time. Anything. You know, you could get hit by a meteor falling from space. You have to believe, though, that you're safe and you're going to be okay, because that's going to make the difference as to how you're going to process the world, how you're going to process reality and the people around you. And so if you have that attitude where you're doing that, you can travel in any kind of and you'll be all right. Because you're doing it. For any real change to occur, it's happening from the inside. And people being able to take any kind of accountability for their situation is what's going to open it up. Because like when you're talking about the law of attraction, the reason why a lot of people say that it doesn't work is because they don't do the crucial step that comes after creating the thought form into reality, and that is taking massive action. You have to take the action. After you do that, you have to at least be in a place where you can win. Like if you hadn't been in public, you wouldn't have picked up a watch. You know, like if you hadn't been in a place to do it. If your dad hadn't been at that event, wouldn't have ran into me and talked to me. Like he had to take action to be in that place. Like, and now we can look at the whole thing and say, well, you know, now you can see where destinies start to change, where things like, then you're mapping the branches of causality and you're seeing it for the tree that it is.
Well, I'm seeing this one thing with that, which is like, if you get people to play basketball and stuff, and the main reason people get better is because they think they're getting better. It's not the actual playing the basketball, because if they think they're not getting better the whole time they're practicing, and they could be practicing 12 hours a day, they won't really improve that much. But you think like, oh, I'm practicing so much, I must be becoming a much better player and everything.
And
so
it
much of
really
it's that
works
thinking.
because as you think, you become. And it goes even further because people's sports games, golf, basketball, all sorts of things, have actually gotten better just practicing in their mind and not going on a physical court. There's plenty of study for that to show you. You know, if that's your thing, you could see that people just thought about being better and not even with the physical practice of thinking and feeling, and they managed to be better.
Well, I know with soccer, I never I would try and kick goals, but I never allowed myself to. And then once I'd done it before, I knew it, but like this time I just changed my thing and I did it, and then I ended up kicking like 13 goals that year. And that was halfway through, and the first half I'd only kicked one in the first game. It's like this huge change happened, and I believe like that's something I can do.
It's a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Because at the moment that you say, okay, I can do this, you unlock every possibility that involves you being able to do it. And this is the biggest issue that people have with false limitations. Because at the moment they go, I can't, they have shut every door that could allow them to do it. They have to have at least some belief that it's possible. They may not think that they can in a really actionable way. They have to at least believe it's possible that they could. If they can believe it's possible.
No, I didn't think that was something I could do. Just like it didn't make sense for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like what you're saying.
But you had to go. But see, you had one. So you got your foot in the door. So you knew you could get a goal.
Yeah.
And see, that opened up the tree of the faucet pouring the water of possibility. You know, the flow became more pronounced then because you knew you could at least get one. So then it's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
So is this any different with anything else? Is it different than earning $1? You earn $1, you can earn $5. This is all just made up. This is just it's bullshit everywhere.
Well, I feel
it's
like as you
it's
say, we're in this virtual world because
Right?
we're in this area. Nothing's happened at all.
No.
It's like we just observed.
I
Just
believe
being
we've
nice.
got some smiles and some friendly greetings.
Yeah. Well, people have been nicer than they are in other streets.
You know?
Yeah.
It's so much here.
Yeah.
See, you started to travel. Like your whole thing changed after that conversation. I saw that causality branch. I saw the branches of the trees change. Because once we bounce the maps of reality off of each other, they upgrade in real time. It's like Oh, okay. You shared that thing with me? Oh, okay. Now I'm folding it into who I am. And I'm going to take what I want to take from that experience, and then I'm going to leave this other portion over here. And oftentimes, though, it's the challenging thing where the great lesson is. It's the troubling thing where you find the real gem. And it's that, don't go here. Don't push that button. If you do, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Paul knows that one.
Yeah, to some
Right?
people it just makes sense to do every single thing, go to school, get a normal job,
Right.
eat the white bread sandwiches every day.
Eat your white bread every day.
Just drink a coffee every morning and be in this whole life, their whole life, and never question anything. And that's, I guess, what you're saying. It all comes down to like questioning things.
Yeah. I mean, if it's in your path, I think that, I can't fault anyone if that is their way of being fulfilled. Some people are very structured and they like things to be that way, and they legitimately that's what
I can't say anything bad about
that's
it.
what
It's
their
just-
karmic arc is. No, I think you're right in the way that is, a lot of people are not actually like that, and they're suffering for playing like they're like that. They're basically doing the bit, though inside of themselves they're not having those feelings of being awakened to those things. And you know what? Even the people that are like that probably are not really like that. Though it's just where they are at whatever progression of consciousness evolution is going to have a lot to do with it. Like an animal intelligence is at a certain place, that's where it exists. The intelligence of a celestial being, its vibration is at a certain stratum. That's where it's going to exist. And some of those folks, it's just, they're very connected to the material, the material of what they think it actually is. Not our cup of tea, right? I mean, hey, you don't want to eat a white bread sandwich every day. You're right. Do you sit in the same seat forever? My purpose is to do that because, I see in there, and it's this infinite soul that's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that is a driver for me that I love to do.
One of the exact things one of the big things I came out of that jail and thought I learned was that when I was in there, it was just a state of mind. Because we were driving in this car and there's other normal cars, and I was this normal person. I was just walking down the street, and I was just in a different car, and it was just closed and locked and completely dark. But it was the same world. And when I was actually in the cell, we were just 10 meters away from a normal street, normal people walking away. It's just this place where we think we're trapped in this one room. And I think people that aren't in jail can be a lot more trapped in that. People that aren't.
It's the ultimate prison, is the mind cage. The thing that limits a mind shuts off whole possibilities of lives that it could live.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important. That's why freeing the mind is so important.